distinguished ministers, education professionals, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the Federal Ministry of Education and Science for organizing this conference and providing an opportunity for a presentation and discussion of a variety of models of early childhood education, which can be of interest to educators and education policymakers in this country. I would also like to thank UNICEF for its persistent commitment to and support for early childhood and preschool education in general, and in Bosnia-Herzegovina in particular. One of my Council of Europe colleagues said recently, when talking about the need for teaching methods to keep pace with the changing environment of today's children, he said, "We are all immigrants to today's technology, social media, and connected way of life, but the children of today, they are natives to that world, to its language, to its worldview." This could seem a fairly obvious observation. Children of today and tomorrow live in a world very different from the one which has been guiding for many generations now, traditional teaching methods, curriculum design, teacher education, and school or classroom practices. The implications of that observation are, however, massive and require a whole new approach to teaching and learning, one which will be much more focused on the capacity of learners to adapt, to discern, to think critically, to learn independently, to develop new skills on their own. Things which are more related to an ability to thrive in the world rather than the ability to absorb or retain information. And this is the case from the earliest preschool education right through higher education. There will be many practitioners here, I think, to speak about specific models and means of delivering innovative teaching and learning methods. And it is an excellent opportunity to exchange good practices and learn from one another. But what I would like to emphasize today is that while introducing innovative methodologies is extremely urgent today in Bosnia-Herzegovina and in much of Europe, these need to start with a serious reconsideration of the school environment where learning takes place and where children spend a large part of their day and their childhoods. The learning environment, what children live in school, teaches a much deeper, enduring lesson than any textbook, curricula, or lecture from the very first school life experience. Try as we might, do as I say and not as I do, just has never worked. This is why the value-driven education policy, school environment, and classroom practices are at least as important, if not more so, than any reforms related to education content or mechanisms of delivery. No society, and especially not one fraught with unresolved divisions of recent conflict like Bosnia and Herzegovina, can afford to have their public schools or any schools transmitting the lessons of segregation or of discrimination or of intolerance or even of just benign ignorance of the culture, religion, language, history, or values of other communities sharing the same space. The Council of Europe Standing Conference of Ministers of Education held its 24th session in Helsinki at the end of April, 26th and 7th of April. The final declaration of the ministers is entitled Governance and Quality Education. And in it, the ministers of our 47 member states reaffirm, and I quote, "Our commitment to continued action to maintain and improve the quality of education for all and to prevent all kinds of exclusion and discrimination, so as to increase the competitiveness of Europe's citizens in the knowledge economy while ensuring social cohesion and furthering democratic culture. Education reform is essential for the future social, economic, and democratic success of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Integrated and inclusive schools, child-centered, participatory classroom management will provide an environment conducive to innovative, modernized, and adaptable teaching methods. These, in turn, will help Bosnia and Herzegovina's next generations to develop the personal qualities and skills that they will need to be successful citizens of their diverse country and to be the dynamic actors of its economic development and its European integration. Thank you for associating me to this event, and I do hope your discussions will bring valuable results for preschool education in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Thank you very much.